Okay, get this. What if a philosopher's New Year's resolution from all the way back in 1882 could totally change how you look at your own life, your struggles, your joys, everything? Today, we're digging into one of Friedrich Nietzsche's most powerful and honestly most demanding ideas, an idea he came up with during a huge personal turning point.
It all kicks off with this line right here. Now, you might be thinking, hey, that sounds a lot like Descartes. I think, therefore I am. And you're right, but Nietzsche puts this incredible twist on it. For him, it's not just about proving you exist. It's a declaration of purpose. Living and thinking aren't just things he does. They're a deep, driving necessity. And this single thought really sets the stage for the radical philosophy he's about to unleash.
And that whole new philosophy? Well, it's pretty much all wrapped up in one single, powerful little section, Aphorism 276, from his book, The Gay Science. He actually wrote it in January of 1882, and he framed it as his resolution for the new year. But let's be clear, this wasn't like, I'm gonna eat more salads. This was a vow to completely change his entire way of being. But to really get where this is coming from, you have to know the backstory. See, Nietzsche wasn't just chillin' in some cozy study. No, he was in Genoa, Italy, and he was just coming out of a long, brutal period of sickness. He was feeling not just a physical recovery, but this profound spiritual and philosophical renewal, almost like he was thawing out. So he calls this whole new part of his book Sanctus Januarius, which is Latin for Saint Januarius. Now, Januarius was an old Christian martyr, and he's famous for this one miracle. His dried blood, kept in a vial for centuries, supposedly turns back into liquid on certain days. So why on earth would Nietzsche, a guy famous for being anti-Christian, name a chapter after a saint? Well, it's because he's about to take that miracle of resurrection and flip it completely on its head. And here's the brilliant part. The saint's miracle is all about divine approval for denying yourself, for sacrificing this life for the next one. Nietzsche basically hijacks that entire idea. His miracle isn't supernatural, it's internal, it's psychological. It's his own spirit thawing out, breaking free from all that cold, rigid, life-denying thinking. He's celebrating a passionate, joyful yes to this life, right here, right now. I mean, listen to this metaphor he uses, the melting of the soul's ice sheets. You can almost feel that, can't you? The cracking and breaking up of a frozen, depressive state. This is him escaping those dark moods and moving into something new and vibrant. It's a psychological rebirth on Earth, not some supernatural event up in the clouds. So, this huge personal thawing he's going through, what's the big idea that comes out of it? Well, it's a concept that would become the absolute heart of that New Year's resolution we mentioned. He calls it amor fati. It's Latin, and it means love of fate. And the idea is a resolution to not just put up with, but to actively, passionately love everything that happens to you. And I mean everything, not just the good stuff, all of it. The wins, the failures, the deepest pains, the biggest losses. To see all of it as necessary and maybe even beautiful. And look, this is a seriously demanding way to live. It's asking you to embrace every single thing as necessary. To get to a place where you genuinely want nothing to be different. Not a single moment in your past or in your future. Because for Nietzsche, wishing things had been different is just a form of resentment against life itself. Amor fati means you drop all blame, you drop all accusation, and you become what he calls a yes-sayer to, well, the whole shebang. And he puts it so powerfully in his own words. This is his formula for greatness. Just let that sink in for a second. The huge difference here is between just bearing what happens and actually loving it. One is just gritting your teeth and getting through the day. The other is a full-on passionate embrace. That right there is the core of amor fati. Now, it's super easy to hear love of fate and think it just means being passive, a kind of grim acceptance of whatever life throws at you. But that's not it at all. Nietzsche was talking about something way more radical and way more creative. This is the key difference. Think about Stoicism. That's about a kind of passive acceptance, using your reason to endure things you can't change so you can find some inner peace. But Nietzsche's amor fati, that's an active love. The goal isn't just to be at peace, it's to achieve greatness. The attitude isn't just quiet strength. It's this creative, artistic power that actually transforms the necessary stuff of life into something beautiful. This is what he wanted to be. This was his resolution, to become one of those who make things beautiful.
His idea was that we have to become artists of our own lives. We have to take all the raw, messy, unchangeable materials of our fate, the pain, the ugliness, the chaos, and we have to actively shape it and find the beauty in it.
So here's the crucial point. This whole philosophy turns you from being just a passive character in the story of your life into the active creator of its meaning. You look reality straight in the eye without wishing it were something else. You learn to find the beauty in what's necessary. And when you do that, you stop looking for some pre-made meaning out there, and you start transforming your own life into a powerful work of art.
Okay, so this all sounds incredibly hard, right? Almost impossible. So how would you ever know if you'd actually achieved this state of amor fati? Well, of course, Nietzsche has an ultimate and kind of terrifying thought experiment to test it.
He calls it the eternal recurrence, and it goes like this. Imagine that your entire life, down to every single tiny detail, every joy, every mistake, every embarrassing moment, every bit of profound pain is going to be repeated. Not just once, but over and over and over again in the exact same order, for all of eternity. This is the final exam. If you were faced with that reality, would you just collapse under the weight of it all? Or would you be able to shout, yes, bring it on? Because a true yes-sayer, someone who has really achieved amor fati, wouldn't just accept this fate. They would will it. They would joyfully, ecstatically welcome it as the ultimate proof that their life was worth living. And that really leaves us with the final huge question. Is this whole idea, amor fati, tested by the eternal recurrence? Is it just a cruel, impossibly high standard? Or is it, as Nietzsche believed, the ultimate path to forging a powerful and beautiful life? A life where even our deepest suffering gets transformed into our greatest source of strength. That's the challenge he leaves for us to figure out.